I'm Alan Teal, and I'm going to be sharing with you my health analysis journal, a 7-day eating journal. I opted to do the eating journal from March 26th through April 1st. The plan for the project was to simply use portion reduction, and so I didn't concentrate too much on exactly having every item on my plate or at my disposal to be the healthiest item I could have chosen at the time. However, I was reducing my caloric intake considerably during this period. We'll spend some time with that in just a moment. But you can see, for example, I had on the first day a breakfast of 2 eggs, two sausage links, toast, and water. This was a home cooked breakfast. Same thing with the ham and egg sandwich on the second day and the third day. I did have some eat out things like on day 5, the sausage and egg biscuit was from a fast food restaurant. At lunch, I tried to stay fairly healthy. I did have a celebration I needed to attend on the fourth day. And so for lunch that day, I ordered a 10-inch pizza at the restaurant with a side lettuce salad, but I only ate half of the pizza at that time. Finished it off the next day. Um, and so you can see it's kind of a hodgepodge. When I wanted a late night snack, I went to raw vegetables because it would get fiber and basically no calories, and I like a lot of types of raw vegetables, so that worked very well for me. Let's get into the other parts here. So I did with limiting portions, but it did require attention to the plate. I had to look at the plate after I put my food on it and determine if I felt like I had achieved what I was shooting for, which was about a 50% reduction in my intake of the amount of food I was eating. So, as you saw with the pizza, when it came, I probably could normally have eaten that 10-inch pizza and the salad without an issue, but I simply cut the pizza in half or took half to one side, half to the other. Each portion at every meal was approximately half of what I normally would have eaten. And according to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, a serving size is a standardized measured amount of food, such as the amount used for the nutrition facts label. But a portion size is the amount that you choose to eat, which can be more or less than a serving size. And I'm confident my portions on each meal were considerably less than a serving size. No real effort was made to offer the content to make them more healthy. Only size was considered. Again, this was with the exception of the late night snack. My calorie intake on most days was around 1,500 calories or maybe slightly less. Uh, a human male, full grown, should eat about 2,000 calories a day to maintain a normal weight with normal amounts of activity. So I was below that. Being older, possibly I need a few less calories than the 2,000. However, being heavier, I possibly need a few more if I was going to stay at my weight. And so I did weigh at the beginning and the end of this project because while weight loss was not the objective, it did give me a way to measure my results as if to say, was my portion control successful? Did I achieve what I wanted, which is to reduce the amount of calories going into my body. And so during the period, I exceeded the class requirement of the 3 hours exercise per week by exercising for 5 hours that week. I tried to do an hour a day for 5 of the days. And during that time, during the 7 days, I would assume that I did not too badly on my portion control because I did lose 6 pounds during those 7 days. After eating each reduced portion meal, within just moments, I felt full. There was temptation at the conclusion of eating to get more, to eat more if it was available to me. In some cases it was, some cases it was a just a portion that was put on my plate, and that was all that was available at that meal. After a few moments, I did feel full. I didn't feel like I needed to go back and eat more right away, so that was a good thing. Proverbs chapter 23, verse 21 in the King James Version says, "For the drunkard and the glutton shall come to poverty, and drowsiness shall clothe a man with rags." And so I'm not a drunkard and I don't sleep too much. Uh, eating has always been kind of my resource for stress control, somewhat. And so I don't know that I consider myself a glutton, but years of slightly overeating have resulted in years of gaining weight. Uh, we discovered that there were some portions that one should think about. Fruit portions should be thought of as being the size of a tennis ball. Uh, that gives you about 50, 60 calories. A vegetable serving would be about the size of a baseball. That gives you about 40 calories. A deck of cards could be used to visualize a serving of carbohydrates or proteins, and a fat serving is only about as big. And this one's always disappointing to me. A fat serving is only about as big as a pair of regular dice. And so, if you're eating mayonnaise on a sandwich or anything that has a high amount of fat, butter, so forth, you really probably need to pay attention to this one if you want to eat healthy. So the food diary served as an accountability partner in the process. It was the most helpful part of the whole thing in terms of making sure things happen. Uh, it just it helped me to know I was going to have to record the food to go ahead and limit that. Uh, it would add to the success by following the guidelines for what a portion size should look like for various kinds of nutrients, and it would keep one from eating too much of the wrong foods. I enjoyed using raw vegetables for late evening snacks. These vegetables are nearly calorie free. The snacks added less than 25 calories to my daily food intake, and the project was more enjoyable than I expected. So that wraps it up. I thought it was a good experience, and we will talk to you another time.